Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks podcast. Today, we are going to be doing the takeaway show. Sorry, it's coming a bit late. It's supposed to come earlier today, but obviously, I got really carried away. And I was absolutely annoyed and, just basically with how the game went and everything in between. But we're here. We're going to bring it. And there's a couple of videos that will follow after this. Just be on the lookout for those. March 2026. We've gone through 2 months of playing football and winning games, 2 whole months. And then the 1st of March was the last time we won, considering like it was almost about a month ago now, or 2 months ago now. Yep, 2 months ago now that Ruben Amorim was sacked. And we've lost our first game in 12 games. In the Premier League, by the way. The bubble has burst, and it has finally burst. When I remember when Michael Carrick won his first game, I said, if you remember correctly, you're following us with this channel and the way we've grown, I listed this as a manager bounce, or could this be a potential manager bounce? But obviously, sorry for that. Obviously, we can see the difference. We can see the way things have panned out. It's not all doom and gloom. It's just really annoying, basically. We've all been saying this for a while. We say, oh, Michael Carrick is one we can back and everything in between, but it's all doom and gloom. So welcome back to United Talks podcast, right? And today hurts. It still hurts like yesterday. And we still got like 9-10 more days before the next game. And it's still going to be 10 more days of cooking because we are cooked already for this whole week. Yeah, not as bad as Spurs, whom I don't even feel sorry for. But today hurts. Since Boxing Day, we haven't known what it feels like to walk away from a Premier League game with nothing. Michael Carrick has been walking on water. I mean, the Champions League spots were looking very secure. And the momentum was kind of like a freight train. But St. James's Park is different. It is a different beast. Even against 10 men, even with Casemiro, with the Casemiro equalizer in the 9th minute of stoppage time, to actually lose in the 90th minute to a Will Osula wonder strike, that is a bitter pill to swallow. We've officially suffered our first defeat of the Michael Carrick era, even in 2 spells managing the club. In 10 games, 1 defeat. The long unbeaten run is over. With the Chelsea thumping of Aston Villa 4-1, the top 4 race just became a cage fight. That is a fact. Now, today, on the takeaway show, we're basically dissecting the 2-1 loss to Newcastle. And after this, we'll do a tactical breakdown. And I think that's going to be a short one because I'm so annoyed about the defeat that, but just look out for that one. I think we're going to break down some lapses that we noticed. We have a brutal takeaways on where it went wrong. 3 bonus insights as well. 5 brutal takeaways on where it went wrong. 3 bonus insights as usual on the individual battles. And because we don't do doom and gloom here without a plan, man, you might say it's all doom and gloom, but we don't do that without a plan. We have 3 positive spins to keep your head up as we head into the break of 10 days before the next game. So let's get into the wreckage. The first takeaway, basically, of the 5 takeaways, this is takeaway section. The first takeaway is 10-man trap, the 10-man trap. Now, it's the oldest cliche in football. It's harder to play against 10 men. That's the oldest cliche in football. But yesterday, United proved why that cliche exists. When Jacob Ramsey was sent off in the 45th minute for simulation, a huge call by Peter Banks, the script was written for United to dominate. Instead, Newcastle sat deep, narrowed the pitch, invited us to break them down. We struggled. We lacked the creative lock-picking ability to move a disciplined block, and we had the ball, but Newcastle had the territory. It's a massive tactical lesson. Also, Newcastle had the home advantage, so they had the 11th man. right? But it's a tactical lesson for Michael Carrick. Dominating position is meaningless if you don't convert it into high quality shots. And we've been noticing this for a while now. I mean, Man United fans have been saying this. Will Osula said it, that if you look at the stats, when Man United dominate position, not just only under Michael Carrick, also under Ruben Amorim, when Man United dominate possession, they hardly win. So, we dominated possession, but didn't convert any of our possessions into chances. Takeaway number 2 is the clinical gap. Now, let's talk about Bryan Mbeumo. We love him. I mean, he's been a revelation, but that miss at 0-0 was the turning point. Cunha carves them open. The ball ricochets off Dan Burn, and Mbeumo has a goal at his mercy. Why he used his right foot, I may never understand. He had time to even take a touch and shoot, but didn't. Maybe under pressure. I'm not going to come and call out because obviously I play and I know the pressure. Like, I've missed a goal before. Right? I play in the midfield and I've missed a goal before, like an open net. But that one, I would say, okay, I blame the ground because I already scored, I think, a goal or 2 in that game. And we were actually like, that team full of those, the team is full of young players, a lot of young players, young boys, like college guys. And we play like in district league. So they were like fast, more athletic and all. We were just using experience plus some athleticism in our team. And then I think I scored from a corner, and then in the second, I think we're beating them like 6-1 or 5-1. So I scored from a corner in the first half. In the second half, I had a so obviously, you know, when you're playing, you have that role, that feeling that okay, you're gonna get chances. I scored from a corner in the first half. The ball just ricocheted off a player, and I just kind of tapped it in. The second opportunity I got, I think. Also, another thing is that we're playing it on a hard floor, not hard floor, but the field was kicked because it rained and then the sun came out and it just dried up. So the ball bounced is a weird way and I just shinned it and went over the bar and I was like, I missed the chance. So I know that feeling of the pressure too as well. But Mbeumo missed that chance. I mean, he's a professional player. He plays it like every day of his life. But I'm not going to blame him for it because we love him. The goal was at his mercy and he hits the crowd. In games like this at St. James's Park, you get one golden chance. If you miss it, you pay. On the other side, Will Osula gets one half chance in the 90th minute, came on as a sub, and when that was happening, I was like, these guys want to change their style of play to cross and nod, cross and head. And in the 90th minute, this guy gets one chance. He runs at Tyrell Malacia in and then basically drops his shoulder and bends it to the far corner. And that's the difference between 3 points and 0. You know, our XG will look fine, but our big chance conversion was absolutely poor. The next one, which you take away number 3, is the nervy foundations. Despite Maguire and Shaw returning, which should kind of stabilize us, the first 20 minutes were shambles, absolute shambles. The 4th minute mix up between Senna Lammens and Lenny Yoro, letting Trippier's cross hit the post. Also, that set the tone of the game. Now, there was a lack of communication at the back, and Newcastle smelled blood in the water, right? We looked like a team that hadn't played together in weeks. Despite the recent run, Euro is a generational talent, but his hesitation yesterday showed that he's still 20 and he's learning, and the intensity of the Tyneside atmosphere was peak for him. Takeaway number 4 in this one is that Casemiro Newcastle love affair, right? If there was one man who didn't deserve to be on the losing side, it's Casemiro. Scoring that header in the 9th minute of the first half stoppage time felt like a carbon copy of 2023 League Cup final. He remains our big game player, even when the midfield was swamped by Tonali and Joelinton, which obviously was really annoying. Casemiro was the one winning headers, keeping the flame alive. His leadership is unquestionable, but we can't keep relying on a defensive midfielder to be our primary aerial threat. Our primary area threat cannot be a defensive midfielder, but obviously he was there. Now, takeaway number 5. The table does not wait. This is the biggest takeaway of the day. Liverpool lost to Wolves, which was a gift, but Chelsea winning 4-1 at Villa Park means that they are breathing down our necks. We're dropped from the safe zone back into the dogfight, and we have a week-long break before Aston Villa comes to Old Trafford, and the pressure has just quadrupled, right? One loss hasn't ruined the season, but it has removed our margin for error. If we had won yesterday against Newcastle, even if we lose to Villa, we'll still be 3 points ahead, no matter what happens. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's really crazy, but it is what it is. We have to move on. Bonus insights as well is the Aaron Ramsdale statement, basically. I mean, these are the nuances, like the nuances in the game. And these things highlight what won't show up, basically. What won't show up when you look at the game. The Aaron Ramsdale statement is one of them. Newcastle starting Aaron Ramsdale over Nick Pope was a gamble that paid off 100%. And I think Nick Pope was probably injured. His save from Kobe Mainoo in the 42nd minute was world class. Yep. Diving at full stretch to claw the curler away. Then the save from Euro's header in the 75th minute. That too was a 10-point swing. His save against Joshua Zirkzee was also another good save that was going in, and he saved it. He gave Newcastle that belief that they wouldn't be beaten. And United's attackers started to overthink their finishes because of him. We started shooting from outside the box, hence why I mentioned the Zirkzee opportunity. The next bonus insight is the Bruno second half pivot. In the first half, Bruno was anonymous to an extent. Only him was making all the runs, and it felt like things weren't happening, and then he caused that penalty. But then in the second half, he was the reason why we looked like scoring, basically. He was the one finding Mbeumo with slide passes, putting it on the plate for Euro. His stats will show the assist for Casemiro, but the leadership in the final 20 minutes was the only thing keeping United shape. And to chase Osula back, only him was really hard, but he still had to run back anyway. He was pulling the strings, but the puppets were not dancing, and that's the fact. Now, inside number 3 is the Osula stumble. Now, if you watch that winner again, Will Osula actually stumbles as he keeps the ball in play from Trippier's pass. Most defenders would assume the play is dead or the attacker has lost his rhythm, but Osula used this momentum to cut inside, and it caught our defenders flat-footed, especially Tyrell Malacia. Sometimes the most dangerous attacker is the one who looks like he's about to fall over. That's a fact. But it is what it is. Most of us saw that goal and they were really, really pissed. Now, to the positive spins, as we don't do doom and gloom all along. I mean, this video is going to have some positives, so let's work with that. First and foremost, it feels like the end of the world, but let's kind of flip the script in all of this. First and foremost, no team goes through a Carrick revolution without a reality check. This is actually a reality check. And we were due a defeat already. We were due a loss, and it's better to have it now with time to regroup before the Villa game than in a final on the last day of the season. This loss strips away any complacency that might have been creeping into the dressing room. Maguire and Shaw are back. That's another positive spin, number 2. I'm just trying to find some positives, right? The fact that both Maguire and Shaw started and finished maybe the high-intensity game, at least Maguire himself finished the game at St. James's Park, is a massive win for the medical department. Our best defensive line is finally fit. But then, obviously, Licha Martinez is out. We're not sure when he's going to be back. And yeah, there was some rust, but also having them available for the final sprint of the season is worth more than 3 points that we've lost yesterday. Now, positive spin number 3 is the 2026 resilience is real. Even with our worst day under Michael Carrick, we still fought back from a 1 goal down to level it at halftime. But we didn't collapse. We pushed on to the 90th minute and forced the keeper into a man of the match performance. And basically, this isn't the United of 2 years ago that would lose 4-0 in this atmosphere. I mean, we lost 4-1, I think, to Newcastle at one point. Was really disastrous, and we were competitive in every single game. And that is a foundation you can build on, especially for a Champions League campaign coming up at the end of the season, when we are vying for that Champions League spot. But at some point, you have to think about certain aspects, which I'll talk about in the tactical review video. So just be on the lookout for that. Now, the run is over, but the season is far from it. We still got 10 games. 10 games or 9 games, whatever, 10 games. Now, we are third or fourth, depending on goal difference updates. Obviously, we're third ahead of Villa because they consider 4. So the squad is getting healthy. Yeah, still a few injuries, but we have a whole week to analyze this, and I think I'll probably bring 1 or 2 people up along the line to have this conversation. We're going to analyze exactly why we couldn't kill off a 10-man Newcastle side. Now, my question for you today is, Michael Carrick made no secret of his disappointment in the second half, right? Now, with Aston Villa coming up next, would you make changes to the front 3? I mean, does Joshua Zirkzee or Ahmad deserve a start over Mbeumo or Šeško after yesterday's missed chances? What are your thoughts? What are your takes? Let me know in the comment section. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep building and everything in between. Let me know in the comment section, because I want to see probably your bounce back 11 for the Villa game, right? And also, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the notification bell, and let me know if you're still backing Carrick to get us over the line. And subscribe to United Talks for the best post-match therapy on the internet. I mean, basically, we try our best to give you that. I think my rant yesterday was a bit therapeutic for some people, as it is therapeutic to listen to people whine, especially when it comes to rival fans like Spurs and Liverpool fans. But we'll see you guys in a few hours for the next video, talking about the tactical analysis with regards to how we lost 3 points. But yeah, let's keep it going and keep the faith. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, like I said, so that you don't have to miss anything as relates to all things Manchester United. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye and God bless.